So we are going to start by roasting our almonds. Roasted almonds bring out a lot of bitter flavors in the almonds itself and it gives a nice nutty taste. So I'm going to add my almonds to my tray, spread it around, and now I'm going to bake this at 180 degrees Celsius for 8 to 10 minutes. Now depending on the size of your almonds, you will need more or less time, but stick to the 180 degree mark so that the almonds can toast nicely from inside. In case you don't have an oven, you can toast these on the gas on a pan on very low heat. The low heat will make sure that the skin doesn't burn and they go brown properly from inside. So let's bake this now. The almonds are out of the oven. Now we let them cool completely. When they are baking, you will be able to hear a popping sound. That's the skin of the almond cracking open and releasing the oils. You will be able to smell the almonds very nicely as well. They'll smell nice and toasty. This is how you can tell that your almonds are properly toasted. You can also use this technique to determine that your almonds are toasted on the hot pan as well. So once you break them open, this is how they should look. They should have a golden color inside. So by the time our almonds are cooling down, let's start melting our chocolate. I'm going to use the double boiling method today. So what I have here is a pot of water. Keep this on medium flame. I don't want the water to be too much in the pan, because I want the steam to touch the bowl of my chocolate and not the water itself. This way my heatproof glass is nicely protected. So once the water starts boiling and starts giving off steam, I'm going to place my bowl on the pot. The hot steam is going to melt all this chocolate. You can also chop your chocolate down into smaller pieces to help it melt faster. This recipe is super simple to make. You can even do it as an activity with your kids. The only thing that can go wrong is that you add hot almonds to hot chocolate. If you do that, your chocolate will marble and it won't give a nice look to it. So make sure you're cooling down your almonds completely before adding it to melted chocolate. Now let's just mix our chocolate. It looks like it has almost melted. I'm going to take this down and mix to melt the rest of the chunks. Make sure that you don't overheat your chocolate because this again will not set properly. So all you have to do is heat up your chocolate, leave a few chunks, take it off the flame, mix it and you'll be good to go. So this is the runny consistency that I'm looking for. Did I mention that I'm using super dark chocolate? If you're using good quality chocolate in this recipe, you'll be really thankful to yourself because it's going to taste absolutely amazing once you do that. So now that the chocolate has melted and our almonds have also cooled down, let's mix the two. And before I mix it, I'm going to add a pinch of salt just to accentuate the flavors. So the bitterness of the dark chocolate, the toastiness of the almonds, the sweetness, the mild sweetness of your sugar in the chocolate is all going to come out with the pinch of salt. So mix this properly. And now comes the fun part of portioning this mixture. I'm just going to lift 3 or 4 almonds at once in my tiny spoon along with some chocolate. Make sure you have enough chocolate. And I'm just going to place it on my sill pad. You can also use a parchment paper or a plate or a silver foil as well. This recipe is very forgiving. So once you start spooning this mixture on your sill pad, it will start setting in no time if you're in a cool environment. In case your surroundings are really hot, then you can just stick your mat in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes. It should set very quickly. The next variant is white chocolate. Now that we have something that everybody loves, let's make something that nobody is expecting. As a pastry chef, I love adding spices to my desserts. So the next variant is going to have white chocolate, our toasted almonds and chili flakes. The chili flakes are going to mellow down the flavor of the white chocolate because it's too sweet on its own, and it's going to balance the whole thing out. I'm going to accentuate all the flavors with a pinch of salt as well. So we let our white chocolate melt. Once it's melted, take it off the heat and mix it. Make sure you're not heating white chocolate for too long because it melts very quickly compared to dark chocolate. I'm going to add it to my almonds. Now to this I'm going to add chili flakes. You can also use red chili powder if you want, but I feel like the flakes look nicer in the chocolate. So this is half teaspoon of red chili flakes along with a pinch of salt to balance out the spice, bitterness and the sweetness. Now we'll just mix it. So now let's make rocks out of our white chocolate mixture. I'm going to place it on the same silpat. So again, I'm just going to take a few of them in one bunch and just place it on the mat. I'm going to top this off with a little extra chocolate so that I have a nice contrast of the red chili flakes through the white chocolate. I'm going to top these white rocks off with some more chili flakes so that the contrast is nice and visible. Do this before your chocolate sets so that the chili flakes can stick to your almond rocks. The white chocolate variant will also take 5 to 10 minutes to set in the fridge if you are in a hot environment. Now it's just a matter of letting this set completely. So now that you know how to make these almond goodies, go try them out. Let me know which one are you going to try, the spicy one or the dark one. My favorite is definitely the spicy one. I'll see you next week.